My cousin Brandon bought this old cleaver at a flea market for $11 and brought it to me. He asked if there was anything I could do with it. I accepted the challenge and immediately started disassembling the old handle. First, I removed the remaining wood pieces, then pulled out the aluminum and brass pins that once held the handle together. After that, I cleaned the surface from both sides using my steel brush, but that alone wasn't enough. The rust needed to be removed chemically. That's why I use citric acid. It's a method I've trusted for years, and I've been using it to remove rust from metal for a very long time. I poured the citric acid solution over the blade and left it there for 24 hours. The next day, I removed it from the solution, cleaned it again with a steel brush, and then used a wire brush wheel from every side. This time, all the rust was gone. Once the rust disappeared, the defects became much more visible. The first thing I noticed was the broken tip and a crack in the blade. So I marked new contours and reshaped the cleaver on the belt grinder. After that, I sanded the cutting edge and the entire blade. Then I applied super blue solution to both sides, which gave the steel a dark bluish finish. Now it was time for a beautiful bolster. I took an old piece of steel from the scrapyard, drew the shape, and cut it out using an angle grinder. Then I cleaned it, refined the contours on the belt grinder, and drilled 4 holes. These 2 metal plates were pressed onto the blade using 4 pins, creating a strong and beautiful bolster. Now it was time for the wood. I used a block of hardwood, drew the handle shape, and formed it on the belt grinder. Between the metal and the wood, I used 1 millimeter thick Textilite spacers. Then I assembled everything together and glued it using epoxy. Once the glue cured, I refined the handle again on the belt grinder and corrected the contours. After that, I hand sanded the handle and applied protective wax to prevent water damage. And this is the final result. I think Brandon is going to be very happy.